In this video, we are going to see how to draw a scatter plot for given data. Here, our data is days and cars sold, and we have certain corresponding values for each of these variables. The days is our independent variable, and the cars sold is our dependent variable. So we want to make a scatter plot of this data. So we'll start by making a vertical axis and a horizontal axis for our graph. And we'll let the independent variable correspond to the horizontal axis. So this will be our days. And we'll let the dependent variable correspond to the vertical axis. So cars sold will be our vertical axis. That's where we'll put all the data for the cars sold. So we will then add some data values here. We have we'll label our axis here. So we want to have 0 here. This is going to be 0 for both days and cars sold, and then every 2 unit we'll have this be representative of 1 and 2, 3, and 4 days. And then we need to label our vertical axis. So we've got, we can do this every 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, up to almost 10, and we can add a little more to this horizontal axis here. So, okay, so now if we want to actually plot our data, we have to realize that, or we're going to plot them as points on this graph, and each point can be denoted with this notation that's basically called ordered pair notation, where you have the input value, which remember input corresponds to the independent variable, and the output value, which corresponded to the dependent variable. So with our data we have 1 and 3, 2 and 6, 3 and 5, and 4 and 2. So these are the points we want to plot. So for plotting these points, we start with the independent value. We start at 0, and we want to plot 1, 3. So we have 1 day, and 3 as our cars sold on the first day. So we'd go over 1 for day and up 3 for the cars sold. So this would be the point corresponding to 1, 3. Some people find it helpful when they're plotting points to think of it as the first value is like doors, or on the horizontal axis the values are like doors to different elevators, and then the second value tells you what floor you're going to. So like for this point would be 2 would be door 2, and then up to the 6th floor to plot 6. So that's on the second day, 6 cars sold. And then we have door 3, 5th floor. So you go over to door 3 and you go on the elevator up to the 5th floor, and you're also saying that on the third day 5 cars were sold. And then door 4, 2nd floor. So go over to door 4 up to the 2nd floor. You're also saying on the 4th day 2 cars were sold. And now we have our scatter plot for this given data. This is how you do it. Now we can turn our scatter plot into a line graph by connecting adjacent points with line segments. So first day 3 cars were sold, second day 6 cars were sold. Then we can connect this point to the adjacent point where on the third day 5 cars were sold, and then another line segment connecting this point to the adjacent point where on the 4th day 2 cars were sold. And then we have a line graph showing the relationship between the days and the cars sold.